Hey there, and welcome to a deep dive.
Hello.
So today we're looking at what seems like a really simple source. It's a very short script from an English learning audio piece.
Right, just about summer plans.
Exactly. But our mission, well, it's to unpack how even something this brief, maybe a minute or two long, actually gives you quite a bit of useful stuff.
It's surprisingly dense for its length.
Okay, so let's unpack this. This little script, it dives right into that feeling, you know? Summer's coming.
Yeah, school's out, sun's shining,
Yeah.
that whole vibe.
It sets that scene really fast. And what's kind of fascinating is how quickly it then just lists off a whole range of activities.
It really does. Like in just a few seconds, it goes from, classic summer stuff, hitting the beach, swimming,
The
sunbathing.
usual suspects.
Exactly. To, well, bigger adventures. Road trips are mentioned, camping, even going abroad.
Yeah, traveling to another country, it hits those big ideas pretty quickly.
It gives you that big picture, those common aspirations, maybe.
Right. But then it also brings it down a bit, includes more personal things.
Like visiting family.
Yeah, visiting family, spending time outdoors, or maybe using the downtime to learn something new.
Cooking or photography, I think, were the examples.
That's right. So it's not just about the big trips.
And it doesn't stop there either. It even covers staying home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it suggests things like, reading a good book, maybe starting a new hobby,
Or just chilling out.
or just taking it easy, resting. So you really see that spread, don't you? From like international travel
Right down to your couch.
down to relaxing at home, all packed into this tiny script. It's quite something.
It covers a whole spectrum, doesn't it? But here's where, for me at least, it gets really interesting. Because you remember, this is for English learning.
That's the context.
So right after throwing out all these ideas for what to do, it gives you a tool, a practical language tool.
Ah, yes, the grammar point.
Exactly. It just sort of seamlessly brings in how to talk about these future plans.
Using going to or will.
Yeah. And they give you examples pulled straight from the ideas they just talked about.
Like, I'm going to visit my grandma.
Or, I will travel to Spain in July. It connects the language, the grammar, directly to the context they just built.
And that's what's fascinating here, I think. That structure.
Tell me more.
Well, how this piece, which is supposedly only, 1 or 2 minutes long,
Yeah, very short.
can introduce a concept everyone gets, summer plans, then offer this really diverse range of ideas, different scales, different interests, and then immediately give you a practical language tool with examples for talking about those exact ideas.
It's incredibly efficient, isn't it? Like a mini masterclass in concise communication.
Totally. It shows that effective communication, especially maybe for learning, isn't always about going super deep on one tiny thing.
Right. Sometimes it's about having a good structure, covering a bit of ground, and making it immediately useful.
And if you think about the bigger picture here, this really highlights how even very short content can work really well if it's, organized logically.
How so?
Well, like this piece does, set the scene, give people options, and then, crucially, give them a tool to actually use those options, or at least talk about them.
So it's not just information dumping.
No, it's information package for, action, or at least for conversation.
Yeah.
It empowers the listener a bit.
Which kind of raises a question for you, the listener, doesn't it? We've seen how even the super short audio piece offers ideas and practical tools.
Yeah, showing the power of that efficient structure.
So maybe think about this. This source outlines simple plans, gives a tool to talk about them. What about in your own life? How could intentionally planning something small, maybe just an afternoon activity, or learning one simple phrase to describe it, how might that change how you actually experience your own time?
That's a really interesting thought to chew on, planning the small stuff, and maybe even how you'll talk about it. Does that make it more real or more enjoyable?
Yeah, something to consider. Well, this deep dive into just a tiny script really showed, I think, how much value can be packed in when it's structured well.
Definitely. Concise, but rich.
Hopefully it sparks some ideas for you, maybe about your own plans, or just about appreciating clear communication. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.